Before we talk about real estate, we want to start with real life because that's where everything actually begins. We're moms, wives, friends, business owners, and women navigating busy seasons just like everyone else. And this first half is exactly that. It's a catch up, a check in, and a chance to get to know us as people before professionals. Before we talk about real estate, we want to talk about real life. My name is Ashley.
I'm Avery.
I'm Riley.
I'm Amanda.
And we are the 417 Homegirls.
Today's episode might get us canceled by at least 3 people we know personally, but we decided to share our most unnecessary, potentially dramatic, and possibly unhinged opinions. They're not that serious, but they're opinions we stand by. So we're going to talk about some opinions we have developed because of specific experiences or just things that have happened in our life. So what's some opinions that y'all have formed that are based on one specific experience?
So I know then this could be real estate or not. So it could be mom life, wife life, or just, just anything. So for me, I was thinking about it and I was thinking real estate, that the right agent does matter. I think more than the house that you buy, because currently I'm in a situation where I'm the second time on a listing, and the first time they had the agent didn't do right by the client. And I felt, the trust was broken, and she had a great offer and things could have really panned out for her. But because she didn't have an agent, I don't know, frankly, whether they knew I don't know if they didn't know what they were doing or they just didn't have her best interest at heart, but she just did not handle it well at all. And they ended up, they had to fall out of contract, and she just didn't trust that she was being represented well. And then it was just a really bad situation for her. So then I feel so bad and guilty for that, because you know how it's like with any job, and a bad apple can ruin it for everyone. So it's just hard when you hear those stories from people, because I can't fathom just not doing my job. That's what we do, and that's our livelihood, and we want to help protect these people, and that's our number one goal, is to protect our clients. So when you hear these things, it's just disheartening. And so I think finding the right agent truly is what matters the most. And in any transaction, whether you're buying or selling or looking, you just have someone by your side that's your advocate, that is fighting for you and representing you in the best way possible. So that would definitely be my opinion, is that the right agent matters more than just finding the right house. You can love a house, but if you don't have an agent that's there working hard for you to get you the best of everything with that house, it's just not, you could lose it. You could lose the house. Mm-hmm.
And it hurts too when I see sellers or buyers and their agent just literally wasn't even doing the bare minimum. Not only were they not doing what I feel like us as a team does by going above and beyond, some of these agents aren't even doing the bare minimum. They're not even doing their due diligence. And it's man, come on. This is your job. And these are you were in this position to protect these people and to, do right by them. And they're just not. Mm-hmm. That's rough.
Well, and the client experience is so important, and that's why I liked learning from Ashley. Is that's something I really liked whenever we met and you went over how you do things. Is client experience is very important to you, and that kind of trickles down to us as we're learning. And it's oh yeah, that's what I want to have for my clients. Is not just yes, we'll do our best with the transaction, but there's other steps along the way that you go above and beyond, and that's something that I've tried to adopt, and I know we all have. And learning from somebody who values that is really special.
It is. It's important.
During the process and after the nurturing part. That's also something you very much even asked my grandma, who was your agent when you guys bought your house when you moved from Columbia to Springfield? And she's like, well, I don't remember. Yeah. And what do you mean you don't remember? This was just 3 years ago. She's like, well, I don't know her name. I just know it was a horrible experience. Okay, I was she doesn't send you flyers or once a year happy birthday anniversary. She's no, she doesn't do anything. And I'm this, I started out real estate knowing you were the person I knew when I started real estate. And I'm I feel that's something everybody, why isn't everybody doing this? And then I realized there are agents who aren't doing even the small things
and
that.
That's okay. If an agent chooses to be somewhere and just get, I don't know if anyone can tell, but we have a little baby here with us today. So you're going to hear lots of squabbles in the background. So cute.
She's sweet.
So it's not us, crying over here. No, but I think that's coming into real estate. And my agent that kind of mentored me told me, like, you have to decide what kind of agent you want to be.
Yeah.
And for me, it was, I wanted to be the nurturer and the repeat. Because if I love all my people that are good to me and I'm going to be good, just as good to them, and hopefully they would refer my name out, and then I get to work with their friends and get to treat their friends and family just as well as I treat them. So that was important to me. But again, it's okay if agents are out there and they just want to do one and done. If that's the way their business is and they want to, I mean, every business is,
but just know what agent you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Know what agent. If you want your agent to just do one and done,
yeah,
and you just want it to be, over,
one and done, and I don't need I mean, there's people out there like that. No, don't send me stuff. Don't be nice to me.
Don't be nice. Don't send me the free stuff and invite me to your events where I get free things.
Too funny. So that would be mine. Yeah.
Okay. Mine is, you don't need a perfect house. You need a home that serves your life. Buy the location, buy the bones, and you can fix the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In your own time.
In your own time. Yep.
Yeah.
There's no rush.
I feel like that's something that kind of weighs on me. I'm like, I love our location and I love our, our house, but I'm like, it's not perfect. But then I realize, like, it's real life. Like, if my house is lived in, it's just real life.
Yeah.
And then mine's not really, I guess it could be real estate related or mom life related or just life in general. Busy doesn't always mean successful. Sometimes you're just like kind of doing busy work, although it might feel like you're getting you closer to your end goal. You look back and you're like, I was just running around in circles because I was so busy and I wasn't focusing on the right thing. Sometimes you need to slow down, take things at a slower pace, and then it'll help you get where you're trying to go a little bit faster.
Yes. I need to hear that sometimes because I like to be busy, but maybe I'm just chasing my tail.
Maybe it's like the turtle and the hare story.
But also I feel like success to everybody looks different. Maybe success to some people is money. Maybe success to others like you is being busy and like keeping your hands busy and working. And to some others, success means like having the time to slow down and being busy. But then, you're busy because you need the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's also like what you're busy with. Like you might think you're busy with productive things and it's just kind of all over the place.
Yeah, so true. So now we're going to kind of move into some hot design hot takes. It's not hot. No, skirt.
Back up. Put it in reverse, Terry.
Okay, now we're going to move into home design hot takes. So we're going to talk a little bit about, what our hot takes are with home design. So we see so many homes each week, every week, we're looking at homes, whether it be online or in person. And after a while, you start forming opinions, not judgments per se, but more opinions. So we're going to unpack these, and they might get us in trouble, but it's coming from a good place. Okay. So for mine is if we walk into a home and it smells like wet dog, cat pee, burnt dinner, and a Bath and Body Work candle fighting for its life. We already know that the house is going to test our emotional stability. Like, buyers are going to get in the car. They're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
They may not say it in person when they walk in. And they'll that smell will hit them straight in the face before they even see the layout. So it's a brutal conversation that we have to have with clients. And I get it. We have cats now. And so you'll even say, do you come in, do you smell anything? Do you smell dog? Do you smell cat?
Yeah.
So, and I get that too. People say, do you smell it? And I mean, it's a hard conversation because
sometimes they'll say it right then when you walk in too. And then I'm like darting around hoping there's no Ring doorbell camera that picks that up.
Right.
So if you're going to sell, and you don't want to also overpower a smell. Like there are people that are sensitive to smell. So just be mindful of when you're going to list
Bath and Body Works candle fighting for its life.
Yeah. So for me, it would be a smell in a home. Like that's
whether it's bad.
That's a hard one to get over.
I will say though, like I swear one of my clients almost bought a house because it smelled like fall, and it was the beginning of fall, and you went in, it was like pumpkin spice, and they were like, oh my gosh, it smells so good. I'm like,
I just showed a house in last week, and the sellers, like the way they set up their house to show was so amazing. They had like one of the ambiance fireplaces playing on their big TV, and there's like light piano music in the background, and you walk in and it smells so good, but it's like not overpowering. And I was just like,
this is so relaxing.
I'm gonna buy it. It doesn't even work for me, but I'm gonna buy it.
Hey, it's like a staging presence. You've got to have that good first impression.
I never thought about turning the fireplace on Netflix on the TV.
No, and it was like the little crackling. I was like, Actually, I'm just going to stay here the rest of the day.
They have a glass of wine. Sit on the table. I think this is just my opinion, okay? And I know it was very big a few years ago, especially with new builds, but open concept is overrated. I've been helping buyers who are younger. They're like the same age as me, so they're like 24, 25, and they are starting like they don't want open concept. And I'm like, finally, I just feel like open concept is great, but then when you have like a kitchen that's on like one 10-foot wall and it's just like the kitchen and like a 3-foot island, everything just feels like, I don't know. I'm the kind of person who loves a designated space. Like I love a living room. I mean, I like a bigger living room, don't get me wrong, but I don't like everything to be like one big, huge, open, space where it's just like a long rectangle and everything's happening right there. I like the older style of homes where it's, you have your living room, you have your place where your dining room table goes. Also, I'm okay at design, but like, I feel like that also helps you design like better. It just gives a space for everything to go. And so things kind of flow. The feng shui works a little bit better, but I do know some people love open concept. I'm not like against it by any means. My house is quite like small and tight, but I do like, the intentional spaces for things.
Yeah. For me with that, I mean, I live in my home and let's just be real, it's not the cleanest all the time. But so I don't want somebody looking at my dirty dishes or my messy countertop while we're hanging out in the living room.
Or like if they're at the front door, I don't want them to see my I don't want them to see my whole shebang in my whole house, like
what coffee you drink in the morning.
Think about that.
No. So for me, that's why I don't like, I'm also the same way. And I also have buyers that don't want that. They want to cook and prep in a separate area that they're, that they have family and friends over hanging out. So I agree with that.
I do agree too, even though mine is all open and like a long, narrow rectangle like you just described.
I'm sorry.
I don't love it though. I want to redo it. So I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
And I think custom builders and stuff are definitely like steering away from open concept now. Gray or white everything. It was such a trend. Sorry, baby throwing her binky, but it was such a trend and it was great. Sometimes it's good if you're going to go in and change everything. You want to paint everything really customized, but I don't know. It's so boring. And everything blends together.
Farmhouse, it was all in.
Yeah.
Like
especially if it's gray, like
to 2015,
like gray cabinets, gray backsplash, gray countertops.
The gray flooring too.
Yeah.
We have gray flooring in our house.
Yes.
Not only was it like horribly done, but like I can handle a gray wall because paint is not that expensive. You can buy a few gallons of paint. It'll take but when you have gray flooring all throughout a house, like my own home. Yes, my own home has gray flooring, not by my choice, but that's such an expensive fix. And I just I look at that floor and I'm like, this is like draining the life out of me. I need warmth. Give me some natural tones.
Good thing with floors, you can put down rugs.
Yeah.
You can really
dress
huge
it up
rugs,
with
huge rugs just to try to give it some dimension there. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Mine I know is controversial, and anytime I've done like a DIY project at a house of mine and I've recorded myself for my social media doing these things I'm about to say, people say I'm ruining it, but I don't care, which is I hate like brown and red brick. Like any house that has a brown or red brick fireplace, or maybe there's like an accent pillar of it, I don't know, I will paint it immediately.
White?
Or black.
Okay.
I'll spice it up and do black, but yes, I will whitewash it or paint it black immediately. I'm not attracted to that at all. Or if there's a wood burning fireplace in the, how they have them in the corner with like the rocks, people love those, clients love those. I just see it and see my grandparents' house and want it gone.
I want my grandparents' house. I want to look like I have a grandma house.
See, I want like a cottagecore cutesy grandma house.
Yeah. Going off of that, I like to see when people have older styles like that, like the older cabinets, not like the orange old cabinets,
the orange
but like they
oak.
do have older looking wooden cabinets, and instead of completely replacing them, they put cute hardware on them and they decorate the kitchen and do other things like changing the countertops and stuff. I love seeing when people take things that are like somewhat, people either paint them or get rid of them, and I like to see them like do it DIY cheaper or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
But I kind of agree with the red brick. I'm not a fan.
Don't like it.
I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
Have you ever had any trouble with painting the brick? Because I've heard some controversial, you know the word, saying like that you have to be careful. Like, I don't know if it's outdoor brick or indoor brick? Like if there's a difference in what paint you choose.
So.
But I hear it's really like you're not really, I don't know.
Maybe because it will soak it up. Like
I don't know if you've really, someone's like, well, you're not really.
I painted my entire exterior of my home that was brick too, white. And I just used paint that was specifically for that, like masonry paint. I've not had any issues. I've painted a lot of brick.
Have you ever seen like the brick, like where they do the thin pieces of brick as flooring? Like,
yeah, and I actually think that's
that.
really pretty because it's not orange or red. It's kind of like this muted, like beige
how
colored
in the world
brick.
are you cleaning that?
I don't know. I have a photography client who has that in her basement, and it's beautiful. But I wondered the same thing because it's textured.
Yeah.
So, it's going to like hold dirt. How you can't just mop across it.
It's basically like one big grout line.
Yeah.
You can't clean the grout. It's so hard to clean grout. But like,
I'm not
imagine
you guys.
all
I love it.
no, I love it. I like seeing the laundry rooms and stuff that have it in there.
I do think that's
or
really
mud
pretty.
rooms. So pretty, but I'm in my head. I'm just thinking, how in the world do you clean it? Like outside, if you have like a brick walkway, okay, you power wash it.
Yeah,
I can't power wash my laundry room.
That's true. I didn't think about that. Oh, okay. So now we're moving on to motherhood hot takes. Let's talk about opinions we developed after becoming moms, because nothing forms strong preferences faster than being responsible for tiny humans. Mine is, and I'm curious what you guys think, is lying as parents, like the hot take of that. So my husband is very against lying to our children about anything. Like I had to actually fight with him to be able to tell our children that there is a Santa Claus. He does not believe in lying to the kids, like period. But I believe in, the magic of childhood and the whimsy. Yeah, I want to do the little Santa footprints, but then I take it a step a little bit further. Like we were talking about earlier, I do lie to my younger kids that are of the age to believe it, of like, oh, the park is closed, or pick your battles, but sometimes instead of, there's no reasoning with a 4-year-old of, no, we can't go to the park right now, but they do kind of understand the reasoning if I say like it's closed, or, little lies like that. And so I want to know your guys' thoughts, because I personally do it all the time.
I'm the exact same way. I think really big on, like, Liam wants to know, like, is Spider-Man real? Mom, is this show real? Is Miles Morales real? Can you really thwip webs? Like, can I really swing through a city? No. Like, I just say, no, it's a mascot. So he thinks everybody's a mascot that dresses up. But he's not. He asked about Santa. And my husband's always like, buddy, it's just whatever you want to believe. And I'm like, if you don't believe, you're not getting presents. Like, for some reason, the magic of Santa is different for me. I'm the exact same way. I think my husband would go ahead and tell him the same, kind of like John. But I'm the same way. He'll be like, Mom, I really want to go to Bricks and Minifix. Oh, dude, it's 3:00. They're closed.
Yeah.
They're closed.
I know it's bad, but
I mean,
they understand that. Yeah, they just understand that better of like, okay, we're not going. They get the point, we're not going. And so the discussion's over, and it's not like anything that's, it's not a fight. And it's not like something bad that
Protect
you're
your
lying
peace.
about. Yes, like protecting my peace.
I agree. I think that's a good way to put it.
For me, it's so hard. Like, I just feel so guilty. Like, I'll read Barrett a book, and we had parents as teachers come over, and she was like, when he was really little, and you have those kids' books, and some of them have like 300 words per page, and you're like, I'm not sitting here for the next 3 hours reading a book to my 1-year-old who's going to crawl off my lap. Yeah. And I'm like, well, I can't like skip over the words, because then like, what if he's paying attention to the story? And I feel so guilty. But now I'm just like, okay, this happened. Okay, and look what else is happening, as he starts to get antsy or whatever.
Look at the pictures.
I mean, no, I think that's totally fine, Amanda. I think you protect your peace. I think when they get older, it's a little different. Yes. Like when you have like a 15-year-old, obviously like it's harder to lie to them. But I think when you're lying about something, about a place being closed because they don't need to go there, or like, oh, sorry, we don't have any chocolate in the house because they're literally not supposed to have chocolate at 9:00 at night or whatever. Yeah. I think that's totally called for.
Yeah, as long as you cut it off, like you said, by the time they're older, I feel like with my teenagers, I'm very open, very honest. Yeah. And so it does stop at an age appropriate time. But when they're little,
and that's a good point. It's got to be age appropriate, because there's some boundaries. I'm like, do I cross this right now at 5 years old? Yeah. Or like the things he's learning in kindergarten, he'll come home. Some of it, I'm not ready for. I'm not ready for. He's come home and then Truder drill scared him real bad this year. Yeah. That was a whole other thing. We've talked about girls and private part. I mean, that's a whole thing. And we've tried to be very open, but it's also like, And so sometimes we're just like, buddy, you're going to learn that.
You'll learn it later.
You'll learn it later. And he's always like, okay, but I love the curiosity and I want him to keep asking questions. But there's like, I like the age that we've had to really hone in on. Is this appropriate now or you're just going to learn it later, buddy?
Right.
Yeah. So for me, and I cannot be the only one, but mine would be like going to go to the grocery store pickup. It's not just for convenience, you guys. It's for peace of mind for me. I love to go, and even when they load my groceries, I don't just speed off and race home. Like, I'm going to sit and mindlessly scroll, and I am going to maybe jam out or just sit there. I am not going to race home. I'm going to take 30 plus more minutes of picking up my groceries. And nobody complains, like, where were you, Mom? Oh, I was picking up the groceries, but I am going to sit there after they drop my groceries off, or they take a while because there's 10 other cars in front of me. So be it. But that is my time. I love that time.
Me too.
People are like, oh, I get my groceries delivered. And I do have that service. And I've tried it a few times, but it's not near as nice. So I'm like, I think I'll just go pick up my groceries.
I don't mind the little drive.
And it's close enough. So I'm like,
As a stay-at-home mom, I feel like I have to find those little moments of, like, peace and quiet. Like, when I come home from the gym really early in the morning, if I have, like, 5 minutes before I know my husband needs to leave for work, I sit in my car. He can see my location. If he's worried about me getting home on time for him to leave, he can look up my location. Totally fine. I'm going to sit in the car, and I'm going to watch 10 TikToks before I go inside. Even though my child is still asleep, I know once I get inside, I'm going to have to take a shower, fold laundry, do all the things prior to him waking up. So it's about finding the little moments that bring you peace. And quiet.
Amen. Because, I mean, I can't even go to the bathroom. No. I know all of us are like that. Like, you can't go to the bathroom out there. Your child, Mom, what are you doing? Mom, what are you doing?
The worst is when they scream your name from the other room, and you're like, you can just, that they're about to, you can hear their feet running towards you in about 0.2 seconds. You can just take a deep breath. You're like, great. I just want to pee in peace.
Can you just please go
do something?
Just give me 5 minutes.
They'll be playing by themselves for like an hour, and then you go pee, and they're like, hey, where's my mom at? By myself. Leave me alone. This isn't really a hot take. I think it's just like an opinion I have, and it's not even really an opinion, but I know it's a hot take for some people. I love a themed birthday party. I love a themed birthday party. I like everything being Pinterest style, and I don't bash on other parents who don't do that for their kids. I only have one child, so keep that in mind. I have a 2.5-year-old, so we've only had two birthday parties, so it could change later on, but especially once we have more kids. But I love whatever. Like, I think Barrett's first birthday party was like a milk and cookies theme. And we had like a whole, like, there's cookies everywhere. And I made a bunch of cookies. And then his second birthday was Barrett is growing up too fast. And it was like all race car themed and blues, tones. It was so cute. I even named all the food. Like, I had chocolate donuts and it was spare tires. And then I had a huge bowl of Lay's chips, and it was called like paint chips. I just had like a bunch of different car related stuff, and I love a themed birthday. It's so fun for me, and I don't have to like spend a bunch of money on it. I just like that. I don't know. I think it's fun to kind of organize something like that. And the day before, it's extremely stressful because I have a whole list of things to do. But when people compliment me the next day and they're like, oh, this is so cute, how'd you think of it? I'm like, thank you so much.
And isn't it funny? Because I do the same. Well, I did the same when Liam was younger. As he's getting older, I'm kind of like, because he wants to go to like,
he wants a jump
experience. He wants an experience. And then I'm always like, my husband, I'm like, how was the birthday party?
Yeah.
Because they don't lift a finger. And they're like, no, it was really
they carry
good.
stuff in from the car. Oh, where'd you get this from? I made it. When'd you get this? 3 months ago.
And then mine is what we do might not work for everyone. So you're going to pick up groceries might not work for me. So like that's why I do delivery. Or if you're asking for advice, you just have to be open, like, okay, yeah, that's great advice, but it might not work for me. Just because, like, different ages of kids, different, I don't know, just different seasons. So, I don't know. Also, you have to, like, take judgment sometimes with a grain of salt. Yeah. So, what I might be doing might not be your cup of tea, but
that's okay.
Yeah.
And I think about with the advice too, and I'm sure I'm guilty of this. I think we all are. But like when somebody's like just venting and then the other person just spouts advice, it's sometimes I'm like, I'm not asking for advice. I just want to talk. Like, and that could be anyone, friend, family, husband, anybody. But sometimes it's like, I just want to talk and just have you listen to me and then maybe say, do you want my advice?
Yes,
like
ask,
sometimes I'm like, or if I need it, I will ask. I'll say, well, I need some advice on this. Like, but sometimes I just need to vent.
Yeah.
I have to tell my friend, I'm like, this is unsolicited advice. If you want it, take it. If you don't, don't. Like, I'm going to, I know you didn't ask for this, but I'm going to tell you.
She's the one.
She's the one.
No, but in saying that, I only really do it to like my two best friends. So I'm not going to go, unless somebody's asking for advice, I'm not going to be like, otherwise I'll just like feel for you and I'll be like, I'm so sorry you're going through that. Like, I hope that, whatever. But at the same time, when I don't give advice, I feel like I'm not showing them that I care. If I'm
I was
like,
say that could be your personality. Some people are just fixers. Like my husband's a fixer and I can't tell him anything without him wanting to have a solution. So I have to sometimes just start my conversations by, I'm going to complain and you're just listening and I'm venting. So I don't need a solution.
Know to
and then
start
he's like,
their conversations like that now. They know to be like,
yeah, you're a fixer.
Yes. Yeah. I just feel, it's more like I just feel guilty if I don't talk more about like if I'm just like, I'm so sorry you're going through that. To me, you're not talking or showing your sympathy enough. Like show them that you really care. I'm like, and then that's when I like start to give solutions. And so I'm like, I care about what you're going through. I promise I do, but I don't want to be too much.
See, I'm the opposite where I need to tell a story of how I relate. And then later I'm like, gosh, why did I do that? Like they're trying to talk about them. And I'm like, oh, that happened to me too. And it's like, you don't mean to take it away from them, but you're just trying to like relate to them.
I do that too.
And show them that their situation cares too.
Yes,
like it matters to you.
That's my way of relating.
Yeah.
And it's just sometimes not taken the best. But
okay. So now let's unpack our social media hot takes. Social media is not real life. So
Nope.
As a photographer, because I also do photography, my topic on this is people, because of social media, people having an unrealistic idea of like even what they look like themselves, because everybody uses filters constantly. Like I'm guilty of it too. I use a filter a lot whenever I get on social media, but I've been trying not to. But as a photographer, I'll notice like whenever I deliver people's photos, people are so self-critical, but they're also so used to seeing what they look like with a Snapchat filter or just like a really heavy filter that they don't like what they look like in just a professional, still touched up, but not like face altering filtered photo. And I think that is my social media hot take is it's kind of like we're all just forgetting what normal people look like, what aging looks like.
And it's not even people anymore. I feel like it's like homes and like I'm a hairstylist too.
Anything.
So hair being edited.
Can be edited.
That's not real. I cannot make your hair look like that.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good thing. Like people can utilize it, but it needs to be like, there needs to be a boundary. Like you said, like we need to be like, okay, so we use filters, but we also know that that's not what I really look like.
Yes,
so you can, and that I could see how that would be really hard as a photographer.
Yeah.
Or a hairstylist, somebody who's, you're not perfect. Nobody's perfect, but these filters, you create this image and I'll take a picture. I'm like, ooh, that makes me look like I have lips. Maybe I need lip filler, but then that is what it's doing to me and I don't like it. So I don't use those filters that I don't really know if I'm sure my camera automatically like
has like
smoothing, has like a soft touch, but like altering like what I mean to make me look skinnier. I mean, I can tell like when people do that on social media and it's kind of gives me the ick.
It makes me sad. Like I just feel sad for people whenever I see pictures that are overly like crazy over edited because
they are beautiful. And people will sometimes I see like on other posts and people, not even from around here, someone will post something. Can you change this about me? In the photo. And it's like, people are like, you are so beautiful before. Like why, even plastic surgery people, it's like, whoa, you looked so,
Yeah.
So I think people really just need to, hone in on your beauty, your true beauty.
See your true beauty.
Yeah. Because that's who you are in and out every single day. And social media can take you to it can be a good thing, but it can also take you to
Yeah. I think you're also posting, when you post a picture of yourself, you're finding the most perfect angle, the most perfect picture. You're fixing your hair. But when you go to get pictures done, like your photographer is you're not the only one in the picture. And if you are, your photographer is taking pictures as you move throughout and like do things. So it's not just always getting the perfect shot.
I'm always like, here, let me fix
Which
your
I
hair.
beyond appreciate that because I hate nothing bothers me more when I look at a picture and my hair, nothing wrong with my hair. It's just like my hair like flew in front of my neck or something. And it looks like I have, my hair is like growing at my neck or something.
Well, and to be honest, when you edit my photos, I never know. I think they're always beautiful. I don't know what I would even say to have you further edit them because I just trust you. Like,
I have a lot of clients that do want further editing, but like I do touch them up quite a bit. So it's like, well, I'm not going to alter
because I think with our photos, I was like, dang girl, I look like I'm tan. And you're like, I
was like,
you
just are.
No, you said you have like a little filter that tans you a little bit.
It's like a skin smoothing.
Yeah.
Like it'll smooth it up a little bit, but it really doesn't like make it a lot darker.
Yeah.
It just kind of smooths
Yeah,
it up.
it didn't make me look like.
Yeah.
But
like
see, that
warmth.
I feel like is
Yes,
fine.
adds a
but
little
like,
warmth to it. Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But adding like skinnier or a smaller nose or thinner cheeks, like where you're like altering your, it's like, you're
People
so
are going to see you in real life and be like, I've even thought that with some of my pictures whenever I would use like really heavy filters. Then I would go to see them, Facetune or whatever. Then you go see them in person and you're like, oh my God. It's like kind of embarrassing. Yeah. Like, they've got to be like, wait a minute.
That's not you.
So what did you look like? Like, surprise.
I know. But social media can be hard. But be authentic. I that's me. And I think too, like looking at social media, everything looks perfect. Families look perfect, lives look perfect. I think I was mentioning earlier, like you see vacations and you're like, oh, I want to go on vacation. But they probably fought right before that photo, might have fought right after that photo. Just get in the photo, kids, come get here, come sit here. And what are we going to eat? And like, we know that they're not going to, and I try to post that. Like, even when I do like anniversary photos, if I ever even remember to like post something about my husband, like I'm not like, oh my God, the love of my life and our life is amazing. I mean, there are hard times in our marriage and that's okay. We work through it, but that's real life. So I'm like, the good, the bad, the ugly, like we have chosen to stay with each other. And so those are the things I try to be more authentic on. I'm not going to post that. Because, you'll see something, about oh, this is my amazing. And then a week later, they're gone from their social media and you're like, what the heck happened? And I gotta investigate.
Yeah, that's my favorite. I can sense the social media divorce coming like weeks before it goes live. I can always see
So for me, I just wish people were like more authentic just in general with just, social media. Because we do just post the highlights. And I get it. It's, but it's real life. Like, my toddler throws a tantrum. I'm not going to get out and film it. I get that, but it's all, it's hard. Like, but I think talking about it is where we should start. It's a good starting place at least.
And then, especially being in real estate or photography or being in hair, any kind of like job where social media is like such. Sorry, the baby's sleeping. She was crazy at first, but now she's sleeping. Anyway. Social media is like such a big part of businesses now. Like you have to have a good social media presence to really have a thriving business. But that comes into where you're like always thinking of what's going to be content. And that kind of like controls your life sometimes. And then you're not living in the moment. Like you're at the zoo with your kids. You don't even know what animals you saw because you're just trying to get content. I don't know, just things like that. You have to like really be cautious. Oh, I'm talking too loud. Anyway, you have to be cautious of like letting it control your life and still living in the moment.
Yeah.
I think just being intentional about your time. Like you can have those moments where you're filming certain things or, setting a plan to go out and, film yourself at a certain coffee shop or whatever. Right. But if you're meeting with friends or something like that, get there a little bit early so you can film those moments. And then that way you can spend time with your friends. Or like you said, like going to the zoo with your family. Even if you're not posting on social media, sometimes I'm guilty of like wanting to get the perfect picture of Barrett or wanting to, get a cute little video of him saying something or point. And I'm like, just take a video or picture and get over with it and then put your phone away. Right? Like it's not that big of a deal. Another thing with social media for me is the financial aspect of it. Of like, you see people with brand new cars and these big, beautiful houses and going on these super extravagant trips or having these extravagant weddings. And you're like, oh, I wish I could have had that. And even if I tell myself, you don't know what the situation they're in or, how they started or even where they're at right now, it's still, I can feel it in the back of my mind. Do I want a new car? I'm like, no, I don't have a car payment. Like, I don't need it. My car runs. It's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with it, But I think, you don't know how much debt that vacation put those people in. You don't know. Maybe they had to, maybe they are struggling to make their car payments or their house payments or whatever it be. And I think that that's something that social media is that's just a real thing. Like you never know what situation people are in. And it's really hard And you just have to like step back and set boundaries for yourself and for your mind to remind yourself that, you know, this is not real life. You know, the real life is what's happening behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm. And I think as an older person of the group, social media for me, when it started, you know, Facebook and all the things, it was, you know, a way to keep connected with your friends. Like that is originally why we were all on it in the beginning. It was to stay connected with people, you know, from college. And I mean, I haven't talked to some people in 20 years, but we're friends on there. But it's a way to like keep in contact and see their families and see them. But I think, and I don't know what it's like for the younger generations, and what is social media when you get on social media now? Is it to stay connected? Is it to make money? Is it to be an influencer? You know, like kind of what is the why do people join now? Is it to stay connected to other people? Because, you know, some people's friends list are 7,000 people. And it's like, you really don't know 7,000 people. And if you do, and you're 20 years old, you have lived a full life. I mean, you're done. You can check out. But
check out.
You know what I mean? But you know, and I know there's people, my friends, you know, they'll friend me if it's real estate related and I don't know them, but maybe they're in a different state or whatever. And it is what it is. But it's, you know, like what's your take on that for being younger?
I think Riley and I could probably say the same thing because we're the same age. But for me, growing up on social media, I wasn't already grown and then social media became a thing. I grew up on social media and it was definitely about posting the best parts, posting, things to make you look cool, boasting. But at the same time, I did know that the people who had Facebook, like my parents and my grandparents even, like my grandma loves Facebook, and my grandma solely sees Facebook as a place to connect with family members or friends who live out of state. And I 100% I love that. And for me, I mean, aside from my like business social media, because in that aspect I am trying to boast and make my business look good and like show the, but I do show like the bad parts and, it is stressful, whatever. I do try and post about that, but there's definitely most of the people who I follow and I see on there are definitely just trying to like boast about their lives and like show all the great parts. And I do hate that. But, then you also have this thing where you see people forcing authenticity, like a day in my life. Yeah. And you're like, oh, okay, a day in their life this much. And then they make the day in the life great. Right. And it's like picture perfect. And, so I think a lot of it is just showing all the highlight. It's a highlight reel of somebody's life, basically, is what social media kind of is now.
And I was kind of in the odd, like the in-between of growing up and not growing up with it still, because I was raised by my grandma. And so, like, all my cousins had it younger than me. Sorry if you hear the baby snoring. That's not me, Darth Vader, breathing over here. But, yeah, so I, like, always seen all my cousins have it, and I'm like, well, I don't know if I really want that. Like, I've always kind of been the oddball of my friend group, not really like want it. I'm like, I don't want to scroll on my phone. Let's go outside. Let's like go do this. Or like computer games were really big then. I don't know if you guys like remember like Facebook games, like Farmville and those things.
Oh yeah.
That was so big. Like you literally set timers so you could go log in and like check on your crops.
Must be too old.
I'm too old. I have no idea.
I don't know. My grandma did it too though. So it was either really young or like really old, I bet.
I think it was like when Facebook like not first came out, but a few years after it did, it was definitely like my mom loved those games.
Yeah.
Like, it was definitely like a middle age.
Yeah. So now there's like those new apps like Opal and stuff to limit your time on your phone and things. And I definitely use that. And so does my husband, especially being in business with social media. Like, I don't know. I don't want she's snoring so loud. I don't want my oldest daughter to come up to me and be like, Mom, I'm trying to tell you something, but you're just like scrolling on your phone.
Oh, yeah.
Or things like that. And I'm trying to be very mindful, but also be present in my business. Yeah. So it's a fine line. It's hard.
Yeah. And I do that with Liam. Like because I pick him up early from school, it's 2:00. I still am working. Yeah. So when we get home, he knows I am working. And when it's time to get shut down and Daddy comes home at 5:30, like it's put up, like it is put up. But I do work in front of him and I do show, yes, I'm, and we talk about screen time and now he's throwing it in my face. Mom, you have too much screen time. Because I wonder where he hears that from. But, so
it's different. I'm working.
I'm like, I'm working though. Like, but anyway, so there's a balance.
Yeah.
I think something that's hard for me is like we are all on our phones because it's our job. Like we're answering phone calls, we're answering emails, we're on the go. And we are posting stuff on social media, getting videos, taking pictures, all that kind of stuff. And so I am on my phone a lot of the time during the day, whereas like my husband is blue collar, and we've had this conversation many times, so I'm sure he will not have a problem with me saying this, but my husband is a blue collar worker. He is never on his phone. The only time he is on his phone, like, I could probably call him 3 times and he wouldn't answer until like the 4th or 5th time. And he's like, oh, it must be an emergency, you know? But usually it's me just wanting to chat with him. But the only time he's on his phone is on his lunch, which is like 15 minutes. He'll scroll on TikTok after he's done eating. But when he comes home, he is on his phone all the time. And I tell him, like, hey, you know, Barrett's trying to talk to you. Hey, you know, this, and this, and this is kind of controversial. But, and he's like, well, I haven't had the chance to be on my phone all day today. Like, this is my chance to relax and sit here on the couch after, you know, busting my butt all day. And so it's really hard for me to sometimes be like, okay, but like, this is family time. But also, like, I know you need that relaxing time. And, you know, he has his, like, hobby is golfing, but it's winter time, so he can't go golfing and go, you know, spend 8 hours on the weekend going golfing with his cousin or friend. So, I mean, it's hard it's such a hard balance as a parent.
JJ does, he's not really on social media, but if he does anything on his phone, it's when we're laying in bed together after Liam goes to bed. Then, I mean, because he never has it out in front of Liam, and teach their own. I mean, he could, you know, whatever. Yeah. I do, because I'm working.
Exactly.
But again, I will put it down. You know, I don't try to bring it to to you know, things like that. So I'm trying, you know.
One of my favorite things that you just said, like laying down, like with my husband, is if sometimes when I'm being extra needy, I'm like, okay, you're going to scroll on your phone, not pay attention to me, it's fine. But scoot over and let me look at the same exact reels that you're watching.
Lay on your shoulder and watch TikTok with you.
Yeah. Even though like, why are you watching sanding videos of flooring? Like, when you own a flooring business, he's like, because that's what I do. And I'm like, okay.
All right, guys. So we're going to finish up a little bit with some rapid fire because we think that's exciting. So really fast, since we're just segueing into that, talking about screen time. So do we limit screen time at home, or are we in survival mode?
We limit ours.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a really
rough
hard
day.
Yeah. Or I have a lot of work I need to get done. So yeah, we balance it. We do try to limit it, but
we limit.
We break our limit.
Like, now at my mom's house, absolutely not. Right. That's the only, like, he is so excited to go to Gigi's because I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a limit, but guarantee it's not.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We limit, but it's not like a set time limit. We can kind of just tell when he's like zoned out staring at the TV, where we're like, okay, turn the TV off. It's time to go play, and go play. And then once he starts playing, he doesn't care about the TV anymore. Like, he won't ask me about it. But there are times in which I'm like, okay, you can, like, first thing in the morning, you can watch a little bit of TV, but then, like, after a few minutes, we're turning this off and you're going to go play. But it's not set time.
So I've said this multiple times, I think. Maybe not. I used to not have internet because I don't want to pay for it. I was like, I do work at work, or I have my hotspot on my phone. We had a TV and I would like stream movies every once in a while. So ours used to be very limited because like we didn't have tablets. We don't do any of that. But now as life's like getting busier and I have 3 kids, it's kind of the same as Amanda, like, and Ashley. It's on the days that it's survival mode, Paw Patrol or Octonauts or something is going to be on the TV for my son. But it's still like heavy, like very limited, just because he acts out a lot more if I don't, I think.
Yeah.
Quiet house or messy house? Well, quiet house.
I prefer if it was quiet and clean, but if I have to choose one, I guess just messy house where the kids are having fun.
Yeah. Definitely messy house up in here.
Mine's lived in. I would love a quiet, calm, but that's not the season of life I'm in. So mine's just lived in.
Yeah. Mine is definitely lived in.
Hardest time of the day, mornings, afternoons, or bedtime?
100% bedtime. Like morning times, he's a sweet little cuddly angel, just wants his chocolate milk, just wants to hang out. But bedtime is a whole different beast. No matter what kind of routine we have and how long it takes, bedtime is rough most of the time.
Yeah, and we're outnumbered at bedtime now at my house. So it's like they all need us at the exact same time, or like one of them wants both of us. But then after they're in bed, we're like, oh, it's quiet. We miss them. But yeah, bedtime's crazy.
Bedtime. Yeah.
Same. One rule you swore you'd have that you broke.
That's a hard one.
Yeah, it is a hard one.
I swore that, this is a controversial one, I swore on no food dyes at all. when I was pregnant with Barrett, I was like, absolutely, the second he comes out and has snack and is able to eat snacks, absolutely no food dyes. And I have definitely lightened up on that, just like, because like grandparents don't always respect boundaries. And so I'm like, okay, you can have, but I don't go out of my way to buy, dyed snacks. If there's an option to get something dye free or there's a healthier option, I will always go for that. But I swore like that was like no breaking that boundary of dyes, whether it's red dye, blue dye, whatever. I was like, nah. And now he like has some here and there and it's not that big of a deal, but it's usually just like little treats, and most of the time it's not something that Cody or I buy. So
one of my rules was along the food lines, no eating in the car or car seat, because I didn't want a messy car seat. Our first long road trip, that was out the window. But I still limit it. If we're just in the car for like 5 minutes, no, you can wait to have your snack because you're not destroying my car for 5 minutes.
There's crushed up goldfish all in my backseat right now.
Yeah.
I think mine would be sleeping with.
Oh, yeah.
Like laying in bed with Liam. And I love it. I kind of secretly love it, but it is creating bad habits. So that would be mine, like not, and he does not, I mean, JJ's pretty set firm. You're not ever going to crawl in bed with us at night. That is a big no-no, and he never has. He will say, you can get on the floor, and Liam will curl up on the floor. That's only been like twice. But now, it's because now I go in his room, and we'll sleep in, I don't anymore. I'm really trying to break it. I will sleep on his floor, but I'm trying to get out of his bed, so. That would be one that I swore I would never do, and I broke.
That was me with my first, and she co-slept till she was 3. It was so hard to get her out of my bed after I had my second. Yeah. Then with the second two, I was like, I want them to sleep with me, but I know it's going to be years.
Yeah.
So.
That's always been a rule, but we never broke it because I was terrified of like having to break it when he got older. We've never like co-slept or anything luckily we didn't, it didn't come to the point where we needed to, which I definitely understand in some cases it's like necessary in order for everybody to survive.
Drive-through confession, McDonald's, or just what's your go-to order?
Chicken nuggets. I'm a little
chicken nuggets everywhere. My husband's a burger guy, but I'm a chicken nugget.
Yeah, mine's a fish fillet sandwich. Oh, and fries and sweet tea.
Now's the time too.
Yeah. Why?
Because it's Lent, so like everybody has their Arby's has their fish fillet sandwich now. Cody swears by Arby's fish fillet sandwich.
McDonald's. So good. Liam loves them too now. I'm like, okay.
I love that.
Do you go to McDonald's?
Oh, I love McDonald's.
Well, what's your go-to?
I'll get anything at McDonald's, but I usually get
I'll get a Diet Coke.
I get a large Diet Coke and fries.
Same.
Yeah.
Their snack wraps are back.
I do like their snack wraps.
Yeah, I was so excited about that.
They're so good.
I ate fries like every day of my pregnancy.
Yeah,
so bad.
I craved chicken nuggets and fries. My husband, he is like very much like the crunchy dad instead of like the crunchy mom. And so he convinced our 5-year-old that chicken nuggets from McDonald's are fake. Like it's not real. And she'll be like, well, we can't eat there. It's fake. I'm like, do you not want chicken nuggets? She's like, well, yeah, but they're fake. And I'm like, it's fine. We're eating chicken nuggets.
My 2.5-year-old humbled me because I was like, do you want to stop by McDonald's on the way home and grab some fries and chicken nuggets? And he goes, we have food at home, Mom. Yeah. And I'm like, whoa.
Not you
Stop
too.
it,
I was like, I just wanted to go to McDonald's. He's like, we have food at home. We have snacks at home. Whatever.
What's louder, your kids or your thoughts?
Oh.
Hands down, my thoughts.
Yeah, I think my thoughts. For sure.
I was telling JJ the other day, I'm like, wait, because he scared the living bejesus out of me yesterday. We were cleaning the dishes, me and Liam, and jamming out, because that's what we do, loud music. And we look over, he's just standing there. I guess he came in through the front door and just I was like, I like freaked out and screamed. Liam's like, what? And he saw. And so here I am. I go to his room at bed and I'm like, oh my God, I need to make sure I lock the door. And what if somebody would have came in?
You out for the rest of the day.
And I said, and then I got to thinking, like with my friend that recently her husband had a stroke and passed away. I was like, oh my gosh, what if I'm in here and he has a stroke and Liam's at night and I have to go in and call the 911 and it's just me. Like, you guys, my thoughts ran.
Right.
And they do that all the time. So
Mine
my thoughts in my head are so loud.
I noticed that at church this week. Usually I'm really focused at like the sermon or like singing or whatever it was. But this week, I don't know what it was. I could not shut off my brain. And like, that's usually the only time I can. But I was literally, I don't even like, this sounds terrible. I'm so sorry. Like whatever it may be. But all I was thinking of was like business ideas. Like I could not think of anything else.
Maybe because you're excited.
Like all I was thinking about was like making money. Lord, she needs some.
Like we're praying about it.
Yeah, we are.
Success.
Oh, yeah, it's fine.
I have ADHD, so my brain never shuts off. So my thoughts are always loud. Like I watched a TikTok of a girl talking about the first time she took ADHD medicine, and she called her doctor because she was like, it's so quiet in my head, I'm freaking out, I feel like I'm gonna die. Yeah. And like she was like actually concerned. I'm like, that would be me, because I'm like all day long in my head, all day long.
Yeah.
So
you too?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Someone who is listening to this right now probably disagreed with just about everything we said, and that's totally okay. We get it. They're opinions. They're what make us us. Your house doesn't have to be Pinterest perfect. Your life doesn't have to be Pinterest perfect. It doesn't have to match what everybody else is doing on Instagram. It's your life to embrace. Live in the chaos. Laugh about it. Love your family. And remember, it's your version, and that's what matters the most. So thanks for hanging out with us today, and we'll see you guys next time. Yay. Thanks. Bye. Bye.